Saudi Arabia is one of the last unexplored frontiers for wildlife. To create a definitive record of the kingdom's rich marine heritage, Saudi Aramco teamed up with award-winning environmental production company Icon Films to document the wonders of Saudi Arabia's two incredible seas. Never before has a film crew had such unrestricted access to the wonders of Saudi Arabia's seas, both above and below the surface. The goal? A one-hour documentary for the world-renowned National Geographic channel. With an ambitious list of unique species and undocumented locations, the film crew encountered moments of adversity, despair, innovation, and elation. In the space of 10 months, hundreds of days were spent on locations off Saudi Arabia's east and west coasts. Thousands of kilos of specialist kit were transported for tens of thousands of miles by land, sea, and air.
We've got the arduous task ahead of us of trying to reach the eastern seaboard by nightfall, which is 1,500 kilometres. We've got 40 boxes, bags, flight cases.
Saudi Arabia is well known for the striking beauty of its deserts. But the goal of this production was to reveal a very different kingdom: Saudi Arabia's marine wonderland. After 17 hours driving east across the kingdom, the crew reached their destination.
We now have 50 bags. We picked up a few on the way through. This is just film kit. This doesn't include all of our personal bags, which are in our rooms. We've got enough that we can film underwater, we can film above, we can film birds, fish, turtles, we can film at night time, and we can do it all in the next 2 weeks. And I think we're just about ready to go.
One of the privileges of wildlife filmmaking is being given access to some very special places.
I didn't expect to see so many birds in such a small island.
As the team discovered, Saudi Arabia is home to a globally important population of birds.
The reason we're here is that there is the second largest colony of Socotra cormorants in the world. There's about 30,000 birds living on this island. Out on the nesting grounds, the temperature must be sort of 35 degrees centigrade. It has to be. Those chicks are baking hot. It's just an incredible spectacle when they come in and they're corkscrewing their way across the surface of the water.
Wind and storms can whip up at a moment's notice, making filming impossible, and a flexible approach and patience essential. While filming underwater brings its own challenges. Arriving in a stormy Red Sea for a month-long shoot, award-winning cameraman Michael Pitts is looking forward to getting his feet wet again. Mike, seen here 30 years ago, is no stranger to the amazing marine life that Saudi Arabia has to offer.
When I first came out to the Arabian Gulf nearly 30 years ago now, I was part of a team of divers that was responsible for the connections of the oil pipelines.
Now that he's back, the first thing he has to do is test the camera underwater.
We'll take the housing down to 40 metres, which is going to be our maximum operating depth with this camera housing.
And even the most high-tech gear sometimes needs minor tweaks and adjustments.
This is a small modification which is bought in the local market in Yanbu. Also for really fine-tuning on focus, which is critical with HD, I use the magnifying glass to make sure everything's fine. And it looks like it's going to work.
The site for the deep-water camera test is the 100-year-old wreck of the British-built ship, the Iona, 10 miles off the coast of Yanbu in the Red Sea. It's the first time an international film crew have ever dived this location. A leak at this depth would be catastrophic. If water starts to enter the housing now, there's no rushing to the surface in case of the bends. Whilst Mike and John head 100 foot down to the wreck, there's one member of the team who's having trouble leaving his room, let alone getting his gear wet.
Been like this for a good couple of days now.
Hugh's task is to shoot a multi-angle time-lapse as the submarine world of the reef goes from day to night. And this poses some serious technical challenges.
We just had a complete electronics failure. One of the boards failed. Just despaired because we're out. We're on a boat with very limited spares. Everything I've brought, I've used. We've got no more spares.
Mike and John's dive is proving more fruitful. The wreck lies on a gradient. The bow sits in around 15 meters of water and the stern at a chilling 50. After a century on the bottom, the vessel is covered in extensive coral growth, becoming a part of the reef itself, providing gullies, nooks and crannies where previously there were none. The team use well-rehearsed signals to communicate underwater. This type of work takes experience and time. Mike and John have clocked up thousands of hours underwater together. Having overcome some of his earlier technical issues, Hugh is preparing to take his cameras to the bottom of the sea.
Well, this is the more normal side of the process in that it's just attaching leads to the legs of all the tripods so they remain firm on the bottom and nice and stable.
The topside team deploy the photographic equipment using a simple but effective method. Once on the bottom, he starts the assembly.
This shot is a really important shot because it's our link between the day and the night on the reef.
With tens of meters of cable and literally kilos of batteries lying on the seabed, Hugh makes some detailed calculations about light, shutter speed and the length of shot. Now, all that's left to do is wait. Hugh's plans are ambitious. Seldom is such a complex time-lapse attempted in film. To Hugh's relief, the results are revelatory, bringing the secret nighttime world of the reef to life.
Twilight in the Red Sea. Everything changes at night. Many corals come to life. Soft corals swell, polyps open.
Back on the boat, the camera test team report on how it went.
It was great. Yeah. It's a long swim back from that wreck. The camera's fine, although there's some mixed news. I'm afraid the magnifying glass that Sam bought, I think it's inside the engine room.
Oh no!
Luckily, somebody was thinking ahead whilst out shopping.
Here you go, mate.
Oh, brilliant.
The replacement.
The second magnifying glass survived the next 4 weeks at sea and helped Michael capture some truly memorable images. One of the last things the team needed to do is film the aerials. Using the favorite tool of the Hollywood film industry, the Cineflex gyro-stabilized camera system, the team set out to film Saudi Arabia from an angle that few have ever seen before. Covering thousands of miles over the course of a week, the team documented some of the most amazing coastal scenes that Saudi Arabia has to offer. The first challenge for the team was fitting the camera to one of Saudi Aramco's helicopters. With no known way of attaching a Cineflex to an Augusta Western 139, the team had to improvise and modify the mount. Months of investment and planning went into the aerial shoot. But with the necessary security clearances and the support of Saudi Aramco Aviation, the team soon realized that the sky was quite literally the limit. It simply had to work. Sometimes, though, you just don't get your break.
We got zero visibility up here, guys. Sorry.
Eventually, the cloud clears, and the team have a chance to shoot some amazing footage. Throughout the process, there were highs and lows, challenges to overcome and joys to behold. But the focus of the Desert Seas team never faltered. Braving heat, wind, waves and storms, the crew went to every extreme to show the world the wonders of Saudi Arabia's marine environments, illuminated in the brilliance they deserve. Over the course of the production, a myriad of experts brought a staggering variety of specialized knowledge to the fold. The Icon team refining these raw materials into the results you see today. Alchemists forging the highest quality product from the highest quality materials. The facts and figures speak for themselves.